Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back.
Listen, we're a hot mess right now.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. It's been a minute.
Oh, I can't stop laughing.
But welcome back to another episode of
Market
on the Wall podcast.
Listen, guys, we've gotten it from our viewers. Okay, we have been MIA. Please forgive us. I can't stop laughing.
Because we feel so bad. Like, coming back on, we're like, like, you know how you do something, you come back, you're like, hey. So, yes, welcome back once again to another episode. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for being patient with us.
I know.
So what's been you? Why have you been MIA?
Well, I've been MIA because, well, first of all, I think the last time we spoke, it was like September-ish, was fall, like beginning of fall.
The last episode we did, probably.
Yeah, it was. And I think I went on a trip with my husband, and then we came back, and like literally all the kids got sick.
Oh yeah, I remember. It was starting with my son.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. We were sick.
It was a hot mess.
Kids sick, us sick.
Like a month and a half off and on. It's like this set of kids will get sick, and then pass it on to another set.
And then adults will get sick
and
somewhere.
Then the first set that were sick will be okay, but then they'll get sick all over again. So it was literally like 5 to 6 weeks.
A vicious cycle.
It was horrible. I actually thought I was going to die. I had to drive myself to the ER.
Oh, yeah. It was crazy. So,
yeah.
My child, one of my children, was in the hospital, and everybody's scary. Okay now, right? So it sounds a little crazy.
It was scary.
But everybody's okay now. So don't you worry.
Yeah, so, not that we didn't have content to give. We have content to give, but there was just so much going on.
Yeah.
Life is lifing.
Right.
We're adulting, so.
And even to get this one out to you, we really love doing this, and we love the feedback that we get from you guys. So you don't want to know what we went through to make this episode today, but it's okay. It's okay.
But we have something here.
Yes. So
that my sissy made.
Yes. We are trying to feature more drinks that we make, have a little sip of a tea or a drink or whatever. So this is freshly squeezed pineapple juice,
smells so good.
Orange, and ginger. So here it is. And we'll just sip on it occasionally throughout.
I'm just going to put a little bit of my business out there, but I don't know why. For some reason, recently I can't really have pineapple.
She's getting older.
But I'm just sipping it little.
Yeah. Just little sips. We don't need to.
I give the rest to my nephews.
We don't need to gulp. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to get right into our topic.
You gotta be posh with your pinky up. Very nice.
So today we want to get into our topic, and it's a little personal, but it also gives you insight on us. Like when we tell you we want this to be like interactive and for you to get to know us, so like you can relate to us, we gotta, because when we talk to you, you guys sometimes think like, oh, what do these people know? Immigrants, what? They're born here. Well, we have a 2-part series of this topic. So this is part 1 of it. And are we immigrants? That's the question. Are we immigrants?
It's funny because, when someone meets me, they're like, they can't figure me out. They cannot figure me out for their life.
Try and classify you.
Yes. And it's so funny because I feel like I don't fit anywhere. I mean, besides the color of our skin, we are mixed. We have a mixed ethnic background. We really do. So we have the mixed ethnic background, and then we're here in the melting pot, which is the United States of America. So,
So the reason why we're asking, are we immigrants, is because we didn't live in the U.S. all our lives. Where did we live?
Well, we lived in Ghana for about a total of 4 years, and then plus like weeks at a time when we went back to visit.
Right. Oh, summers. We also did some summers as adolescents there. Yeah.
Yep.
So now you may ask, why did you guys go to Ghana? What were you doing there? Why were you there for 4 years. Was it 4 years straight?
Yeah. So from talks with our parents, basically they were immigrants, right? They came here, they met. Mom came from Ghana, to New York. Dad was already in New York when Mom came, but he had also come from his country, from Sierra Leone. They met, fell in love, wanted to make a family together. They had me. Then, not so long after they had me, my sis came along.
11 months apart.
Moved to New Jersey. And it was rough. Yeah, we're Irish twins. It was rough for Mom and Dad. So, an option that they put out there was to take us back home. So
right.
we were like...
But it wasn't a foreign concept. It's not like they're the first people to do it. And I'm pretty sure they probably got advice from other people who have also had kids and were like, yeah, send them back home.
I want to say I was no more than 1.5, 2. And of course you were like...
Under a year, probably.
Under a year or not even a year. Yeah, or a year. Not even a year and a half. So, of course, we don't have memory from this time, but when Mom talks to us, she tells us, oh, yeah, we were there for 2 years, at that young age.
Right. So we
came back from that.
Right. Mm-hmm. And we're here for less than 2 years or about 2 years?
So I remember pre-K.
Yes.
I remember pre-K. I remember all that. I think it was like a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I
remember. You graduated.
Yep. I remember this big getting ready and going back to Ghana. Mm-hmm. Do you have any memories of that?
Getting ready.
Yeah.
I feel like we had made friends with our neighbors, and I remember leaving them.
And
but I remember crying
in
Ghana when we got there. Mm-hmm. That's what I remember, crying and feeling like adults were all around me and I'm crying.
The second time, I want to say I was like 4 or maybe 5.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was 4 or 5, then you were 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, yeah. How was it? How was the...
It was good. Life in Ghana, I would say, was good from what I can remember. But, we were children, so I don't know if it was accurate. But I think by going, we were brought closer to our culture.
Yes.
So we know a lot about the culture and things that we remember going to school.
Yes.
The ways that Ghanaians live, or at least our family lived.
Mm-hmm.
We even spoke the language.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised. I don't recall. You don't recall what language you were speaking.
Yeah.
All you recall is communicating with people.
Exactly.
But
our grandfather had a compound house, and our aunt lived there and some of our uncles. So I just remember growing up in the community, as a big family.
Yes,
absolutely. Your
absolutely.
uncles, your aunts, your cousins. It was fun. I remember some nights we would lay the mat out and then just lie down and
look up at the stars.
At the stars, and we were like, "Oh, you can't count them all,"
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a life of ease. We used to climb up trees and get fresh fruit.
Mm-hmm.
We could dig in the ground and get clay and make little figures and
I was always playing. There's this one tree that I always used to love playing. I used to pretend make a car out of some sticks or something, and then play around the tree with the roots. We lived life. I think it was. It was. I think it was a major part. It was a formative years, and it was a very important part for us.
Right.
And it shaped us so much that I have a strong and deep love for the country. It doesn't matter if mom or dad are not there. Whenever I go back, I'm like, I'm home.
It's like home. Yes.
Because it was really important and part of our formative years. Do you remember the school that we went to?
Regular Baptist.
Yep. Tema Regular Baptist, Community 4.
Was it 4? I think it was 8.
Community 8. Okay, sorry, Community 8.
If you're from Ghana and you know where that is, correct us if we're wrong.
I know. School. Oh, man. Schooling was so different.
It was different. We learned a lot of respect.
But because we were Abruchibi.
American children or foreign children.
We didn't have to cut our hair.
Right. So we had our hair out. So a lot of the other students cut their hair, but we didn't have to cut our hair.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a little
and the whole thing with that is that they believe that cutting your hair is easier to manage. And then also it helps
you can focus on your study.
To focus, right? You're not worried about, oh, I didn't get my hair braided, or even having the money. You know, your parents can't afford to always take you to the salon and go get it washed and pressed or braided or whatever. So
yeah.
So
it was a really nice experience.
Yeah, and some of the other things that I remember about school is like there are like positions like, oh, you're the first in class, the second or the third.
Yeah, I don't remember any of those.
Oh, okay, I do. So like basically how good you were in whatever subject, whether it was math or reading and writing. And like I remember like sometimes if there was a test or you had to do like a drill and you weren't getting it right, or you got a low score, you would get in trouble. Sometimes you'd get cane. Yeah, you get cane.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot. Like we weren't even like raised in Ghana as like high people. No, like we walked to school.
And I think the only reason why like we were recognized because both our parents were in America.
Right.
We stayed with our aunt. Hi, Auntie, if you're watching this, we love you.
She's our second mom.
Raising us. Yeah. So I just think that we weren't rich or anything, but we had our parents sending funds back to make sure that we were taken care of, and to also help my aunt, where she needed to help her.
Yeah, she did so good. Like we love you so much. Thank you.
So you don't remember much from school, Jen?
I remember when we had to do our day, tomorrow no school, our day.
Hey,
I remember that.
You bring your love, your boiled egg. Yes, we Ghanaians, we love egg. I don't know why, but we do.
And I remember also these like inspections that we would have. We stand out in school and we show them our nails and like we had to be like put together.
Dressed nicely.
Yeah, I remember those things.
Oh my goodness. Do you guys have any memories of schooling elsewhere? If you're immigrant children or first generation American citizens, let me know. Let us know in the comments. Let's get the conversation going.
Yes. And
what about speaking?
Speaking?
Yeah. Like, what language do we speak?
I think we spoke English.
English, yes.
But I know my mom said we spoke Chi and Dangwe.
I believe we did. I believe we did as well. Yeah.
But the thing is, I can't remember what language things happened in. All I remember is that they happened. So. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. There are some also things that I remember, like, they would have this masquerade. I don't know what they called it.
Kakamotobi.
Yes, Kakamotobi, but I don't know what festival it was.
Oh, okay.
But they would have these festivals. And
probably around Christmas, because I see it around Christmas now.
Yeah. And it just like always stuck with me. Like my uncles like will lift me up and try to like put me in the hands of
we were scared.
They were on stilts. They were on stilts, and they were like these colorful outfits.
Search Ghana masquerades, and you'll see it. And imagine for a little kid, that's scary.
And like you would see them coming from down the road, like a lot of them.
Some people were running hide.
We used to run and hide. Yeah, I remember hiding under the bed.
Yeah.
Talking about it right now is making me like, no, seriously. Like, I have this one vision in my mind of one of the uncles lifting me up to the masquerade. I'm like, no.
It was scary. But we had such a big sense of community. There were always a lot of people there. And so I feel like it makes us have such a deeper perspective on this first gen life and this like life of like immigrating to a different country or abroad. But there's like more to come, and this is just part one. And
like I know we're just like touching a little bit, like this we're just scratching the surface of it, but we're really grateful that we did have this experience. And it's not usual, right, to have that experience. We could have been born in Africa. We could have been just born here and never been there, but our parents made that effort and decision to take us back, and it has shaped who we are today. Those, decisions that our parents made has shaped us to who we are today. And we know our roots. We have a deep and profound love for our culture. We do. Not that is the only thing that makes us, but our faith makes us too. But we do have, respect for it as well. Yeah.
So, this is just part one.
Yes. I'm sorry if this is a teaser, but we just wanted to like highlight that, you know, we went back home when we were little, and it helped shape who we are today. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So stick with us. If you like this and you can relate, get in the comments. Let's have discussions.
Yes.
And then in part 2,
you guys need to try this. It's so good. And I'm actually not going to sip anymore because I started to feel tingling, but it's good.
And then in part 2, we're going to talk about how did that affect us? Like, so now we were in Ghana, and now we're coming back into elementary school as Africans from an African mindset. I don't even think we thought we were from here. At least I don't think it took. I think it took me a while to understand I was from here.
They would, like
they'll tell us they were American.
Oh, we're American. Oh, or like be good so that mommy and daddy can come back and take you back to America or whatever.
So we'll talk about that more in the next episode. So give us about, what we're gonna do, like a week before we put it out?
Yeah,
maybe do a week. So in a week you'll get the next part.
Yes.
So thank you for watching this episode of Market on the Wall podcast. Bye.